The Great Journey. There was once a time when no one was greater than God. There was a man at that time living with his children and his wife in Afghanistan. A great war was raging, and the man didn't know what to do. He was extremely worried about his children and his wife, and asked himself over and over again, "What should I do? What if we are captured and fall into the hands of our enemies, or the Taliban? What if they come with weapons and take my family away?" He decided to bring his family to a safe place. They embarked on a long journey through the desert. They kept going and going and going. They also took a car. Mohammed, do you remember the car? And they arrived in a country called Iran. Do you remember this, Mohammed? From Iran, they made their way to Turkey. They traveled under harsh conditions. They were tired and they had no money, no food. Mohammed told his mother, "I want food and I am thirsty." Out of nowhere, a kind-hearted man appeared. His name was Ali, and his wife Binor told them, "You can come with us. We'll bring you to a safe place." And they took the family with them. Every night when Mohammed was hungry, they gave him an orange and an apple. They said, "We love Mohammed." Do you remember? Can you tell me who those people were or who sent them to us? God then led the family to a place where life was good. And God willing, Mohammed will never face war again. He can study and become a doctor or an engineer. Yes, Mohammed says. And will he go to school there? Yes, Mohammed says. And do you want to become a doctor, engineer, or pilot? A policeman, Mohammed says. Suleiman and the Ants. One day, a group of ants was marching along in a straight line on their way to the valley to look for food. It is well known that ants are very well organized and have a single smart leader. When they arrived in the valley, the ants stopped all of a sudden. It is also well known that ants can feel danger well before they can even hear it. They felt the ground trembling, and they knew something huge was coming towards them. The leader of the ants shouted, "Suleiman's army is coming! Hide quickly before it shatters you." The leader used the word shatter because some parts of ants' bodies are like glass. So if the soldiers were to step on them, the ants would shatter like glass. All the ants were very scared and wondered how they would escape Suleiman's men. But the Prophet Suleiman had heard their conversation, and he ordered his soldiers to change their route to protect the ants. And they continued on their way. What is the moral of this story? The moral is that we as humans should be considerate of animals so that God will have mercy on us. Paradise on Earth. A long, long time ago, Syria was beautiful, my son. You didn't have a chance to see it then. It was like heaven on earth. When we return, you will only be able to see how much it has changed. Before the war, the people were lovely and kind. Then the revolution came and the destruction started. A lot of people lost sons, mothers, brothers. Many, many people died. A great many became martyrs. A lot of people lost their arms and legs. Can you see how poor we are now in Greece? But we had no choice. We had to leave Syria because Bashar al-Assad dropped bombs and fired missiles at us. You won't remember that, but we faced death. That's why we escaped to Turkey, hoping it would be better. But it wasn't. So we came to Europe searching for a better life, for you. The road was very dangerous. We used an inflatable boat to cross the sea. Thank God we made it here alive. But many people drowned in the sea or lost their children. Reaching Athens was a great achievement. We hope the road to Europe will open again soon, so that you can find a good life there. Here we are living in tents, while in Syria we were living in palaces. We had cars, we had everything, but you won't remember that. Syria was heaven. The people were wonderful. They loved each other. Neighbors were like brothers and used to help each other. You will not believe me when I tell you how beautiful it was in Syria. Now, you have to wait forever to get this tasteless food. You live in a tent under the rain. We can't even take a shower as we used to in Syria. You have to be patient, my son, if you want to have a good future. Hopefully, we will reach Germany soon, where we can have a good life, where you can go to school or play football, where you can do whatever you want. And hopefully, we will return to Syria one day, or we will find another Syria in Germany. The Girl from the Market. Once upon a time, a girl went to the market with her mother and little sister. The stalls were full of delicious fruits and nuts, but the girl's mother was unable to afford any of the treats. The girl couldn't resist and stole a chestnut. When she returned home, she thought about what she had done, and she began feeling guilty. She realized that unless she admitted her wrongdoing, her punishment would be twofold, one from her parents and one from God. So the girl gathered all her courage and told her mother what she had done. Her mother reassured her, saying she would tell her father and correct her mistake. "But how?" the girl asked, to which her mother answered, "By giving the chestnut back to the merchant next week. The market is once a week." When her father came home, he promised to forgive the girl if she gave the chestnut back. So the next week, the girl went to the market with her mother and told the merchant what had happened. The merchant was surprised and asked where her father was. She answered that her father was at work, adding that her parents couldn't afford the chestnut. The merchant wanted to reward the girl for her honesty by giving her some chestnuts for free. But the little girl refused, saying, "I can't take them without my father's approval." So keep in mind, my daughters, if you ever find yourself facing such a problem, you must do the same. You must act like the girl from the market.